Hey guys, welcome back to Discovery Freelancer, episode 4 of our little Let's Play. Now then, before we start this video, let me quickly explain the previous episode's ending, where we ended up kind of going over that 40-minute mark, but there is a good reason for that, I assure you. So, I did not know that this latest change to missions and the whole NPC bounty thing was so very profitable, especially for a new player. I showed you the full length of the previous episode, or rather the previous episode's, anti-capital ship mission, mostly because I knew that those missions will probably be enough to get my first few ships. The only thing is that missions like that take a very long time to complete, and they also take up a lot of the episode's original length. So after showing you how long it is, and after showing you how long the process is, I can then do these missions in this episode, like a couple or like 3 or 4 maybe, and after that, we can just get that ship. But now that you know how these missions progress, now that you know what I'm skipping over at the start of this episode, I can do that without any issues. So essentially what's going to happen right now is I'm going to be jumping on to Tempe name number 2. I'm going to be running a couple of more missions like this until we hit that 40 million mark. So we need about 15, well, maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit more. 50 million credits for the Lucid Nonsense, and then we can create our first actual character. Now, I have already figured some aspects of it just now, and I will describe all of that as I create that character. That is going to be a very good chance to show you, again, the intricacies of the whole restart command thing, and the banking system, etc., etc. But yeah, today we're going to start out this episode by a time skip. Well, for you, not for me. I'm actually going to go through all this, manually. But yeah, time for us to grab a few missions. I kind of want to see what kind of missions we can get for 5 million credits, just for the, for the fun of it. If they are just as, if they're actually harder than the previous ones, and we only get like maybe 600,000 credits, then for me that's not going to be worth it. I'm going to go back to gunboats. And yeah, basically that. Let's see what kind of thing we get for this, this amount of credits, because, yeah, thing. So some of you already asked, are we going to do anything with this character itself? And I would say yes. I would say that this character has all the potential to be evolved into something a little bit more interesting. Maybe, make a kind of an outcast character on its own. Not exactly sure yet, but I think that the first one is definitely going to be our Junker character. And I've already kind of thought about some of the overall design that I want to go with, what kind of person it is going to be. I'm going to make a summary of that, either in the next episode or maybe at the end of this episode. I'm not exactly sure. All I know is that right now, as I'm recording this, it is 8 in the evening. I still need to meet a person before evening settles in, so I'm going to run a few missions, then pause the recording, do my stuff, come back to the server later, set up the character, and we can figure out what to do after that. Oh dear.
We marked them to make them easier to spot. Hope you've been saving your credits. I'm gonna make sure this hurts.
Oh, that's a new line. Might actually need a better, a more specific loadout for something like this. The problem with this is that this is a double Nova loadout. It's really good for one very specific thing, and that is to kill slightly smaller ships than this. You can solo battleship with a bomber.
We read you as retreating. You are to engage. Do you understand? You're back within range of the waypoint. Try to keep it that way.
Oh, I'm trying. Hear that? That's the sound of, razors. You don't want to get shot for that, I assure you. Another problem with this is that these ships are actually kind of getting in the way of each other. So there's always a chance that some of these torpedoes are accidentally hitting the ships next to it. And getting the shield down is already going to be a challenge. See, I wasn't going to film the entirety of this mission, but you have to see what kind of effort I have to go through. Like, this is not your, you know, Rochester mission against Xeno NPCs where I'm just ranking them with a transport. Yeah, this is a little bit harder. Yeah, it kind of looks like I'll just have to deal with,
Back into battle. You're not being paid to run.
Am I? I think you're paying me exactly that, sir.
Read you as back in range of the waypoint. Do not deviate.
Oh. Okay, 3 million! Nicely done. For something that I didn't actually do. You know what? I'm actually going to take that. This mission is not worth the trouble. This is a little bit too much. I've bitten off a little bit more than I can chew off. So let's go back. Let's grab another 2.5-ish million mission. And let's try our chances with that. I would say that even a mission maybe against cruisers or something, that still might work. Not against battleships, though. This is a little bit too much.
We read you as retreating. You are to engage. Do you understand? Break off your attack before I decide to finish you. If you want my boss, you're gonna have to come through.
Okay, that's actually pretty bad.
Get away.
They just spawned some fighter NPCs. That is not even remotely close to what I want right now. Oh, 900! Honestly, I think I should be able to ignore the fighters a little bit more, as long as I have the chance to shoot some of those gunboats. There we go. 900, 900. I think I should be able to take out both of those gunboats before I run out of bots and bats. If I'm lucky. If I'm not lucky, well then, poop. Okay, baby, one more. Think you can do one more? There we go, 3.6. Okay, there we go. One more mission done. Alright, we are at 32 million. I'm just going to send this back. To the Lucid Nonsense. And yeah, this is where I'm going to put my cut in. And after this, I'm going to actually start doing the, thing. I'll put this footage into the video editor just so I can see how much time I have until the 40-minute mark of the end of the episode. So, yeah. Hey there, ladies and gents, welcome back. I took a small break, now I'm back. So, let's actually create that character, and I'll try my best to... First of all, I'm just going to quickly adjust my headset again. Okay, so I am going to create that character of ours today, and I think that the first character we need to start off with is following the Lucid Nonsense and the overall design of the character. I think that it is going to be a junker. Now, as I create the junker ship itself, let me talk a little bit more about the character. The ship that I'm going to be creating is most likely going to be changing a lot of names, so let's not get too attached for it, and let's call it the... Let's call it the Bloodied Envoy, because... I don't know, that was the first thing that I kind of figured out. So, my overall idea with the character is that we're talking about a complete opportunist. And I'll tell you what I meant by that in just a moment. So we're going to restart as FC Junker. There we go. And before we switch to that character, we're also going to log on to Lucid Nonsense and give the money to that character. So, give cash. The Bloodied Envoy, 57. So at this point, this character is just a bank character. This is just where I keep all of my money for the sake of simplicity. Now then, the character itself, or rather the ship itself, this is the ship that I wanted. It is a junker gunship. I really, really like the design. The ship itself... See, I don't know. Some people say that this is a very poor gunboat. It is not at all useful for what it is. But I don't know. So let's take a look at here. We can take Junker gunboat turrets, those sound always good. We're actually going to also go for a Cerberus gunboat turret, 2 of those. A pulse cannon is always going to be a good thing. And also a gunboat Razor. Everything else is just going to be... I would say... not even basic gunboat turrets, but let's go back for that Junker. Vulture turret. I saw it here somewhere. Junker gunboat turret. There we go. Not that there's a lot of them. We're gonna go with a reinforced cruiser stopper. Let's take a very quick look here. I don't remember if there were any specific changes between it and the train. Well, this thing has more range, so I think I'm just going to stick to that. Right. Everything's here fine. I remember some of these shields being better. I don't remember which gunboat this was. Actually, let me double check that real quick. So where's the ship itself? Right, so it is a it's a 500,000 power outfit, so this is a medium gunboat, I guess? I don't even remember. Like, I've actually lost a fair bit of my knowledge about this game during my little stay, so yeah. Gonna grab a thruster specifically for capital ships because I don't like losing my thruster. The scanner is going to be a advanced deep scanner. Let's stock up on bots and batteries, and I think I'm just going to go with the smallest possible armor upgrade. This leaves us with slightly less cargo space than our little transport there, but at the same time I think we are still going to be making very good use of it one way or the other. So let's take a look at this thing. Ah, yes. This brings back some interesting memories. The design of the ship has always been kind of strange. And I think it's actually the arcs that are even stranger. As I have a feeling I don't actually have... Okay, let's take a look. Okay, no, there's the pulse. I think one of the Cerberus turrets are actually... Yeah, there we go. Let me double check that. The Razor has a range of 1170 and a projectile speed of 900, and the pulse cannon is 1170, 900. Okay, so I can group those two together perfectly fine. These probably not so much. But this is going to be fine. Alright, so this is our little rust bucket. So, now let's talk about the character itself a little bit. As already said, we're talking about a opportunist character who has somehow managed himself a very interesting backstory. I'm kind of wondering if I maybe should kind of save it when I write it up properly. So instead, let's go and see if the interactions that I get with this character in my brief stay are in any way somehow, you know, if they in any way do something about it. I do also have an idea for a secondary character, but that is still an idea. So let me check. Puerto Rico still has that problem where the designers, for some reason, decided to allow a player to restart here, but not actually give them the location of an exit. So I will have to make use of the interactive nav map and actually look it up a little bit. So let's take a look. Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico. Where is it? It was somewhere here. Okay, there we go. So the bearing jump hole is actually right next to the fricking shipyard, but for some reason it's not indicated on the map. Because hey, why would it be? Why would it be indicated on the map? Sometimes the design of this game miffs me. But yeah. So the overall idea is, as I said for the third time now, the player is a complete opportunist. We're talking about a person who has very too little moral scruples, and who is basically profit beyond on all else, and friendly ties are to be made, but not dependent on. So this guy is going to try his best to make friends for some very limited amount of time, and if needed be, he is going to be very quick to switch sides. So let's see how that actually helps us or not. there is also another thing I really want to check. I want to find the closest kind of out-of-the-way Junker base and check out what kind of missions I have. So those are rogue NPCs. They are neutral to us. That is completely fine, by the way. I also just realized I never checked what kind of cargo I picked up from the previous, from those missions that I had. But, yeah. Let's take a look. The funny thing is, I'm not exactly sure how to kind of explain my lack of knowledge. So, remember when I said at the very start of this whole episode thing, I said that I was very careful to not look at any patch notes regarding the changes in diplomacy, as to what kind of new groups there are, etc, etc. Now I'm trying to figure out how do I make use of that in terms of in-game character interaction, because this guy is most likely going to ask a lot of questions. And, for example, right now, I know some drama happened around Bearing, to the point that there was some sort of player event very, very, very recently. But at the same time, I honestly do not know what it was all about. So, yeah. Not sure what to do here. I do see people in Texas, though. And now I'm kind of wondering, should I perhaps get my first interaction with people as a pirate? Should I poke at the traffic between Rhineland and Liberty? And whether or not that's a good idea. I think I'm going to chill at Houston for a little bit. I'm also going to very quickly double check if oh, what's that? Oh no, 100... $100 credits. Not exactly a gold mine, per se. But yeah, let's take a look. So, Hudson is the system between Rhineland and Liberty. So my question here is that place worth pillaging, and can I even do that? Let me double check this. So, again, as already said, Kusari would be my best pick, but I don't like the fact that recently Kepler is a little bit too popular for my tastes. So yeah, let's take a look here. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. So there we go. Right, so Hudson. House-controlled space is in yellow, just like Cortez. And here we have a Liberty Navy RSD, a Guardian. So that's Liberty Lawful, who is currently completely ignoring me, which is perhaps for the best. Now, the one thing that I really want is I need to kind of figure out what kind of trade routes people are running regarding ore, and whether or not it's a good idea to kind of stick around one of the local areas for that. Also, I might just create another character. So I've currently made a semi-lawful character. So this is a gray character. I can interact both with, you know, lawful players and also unlawful players. So what if I made a purely lawful character? Because I do have an idea for that. And I think I should be able to actually repurpose Lucid Nonsense for that. So we leave the currently yet unnamed Junker character to the Junker ship, but we remake the Lucid Nonsense into something slightly different. So right now I had a very brief interaction with a Liberty Police recruit officer. So this is a very low-ranked Liberty Police officer. He just greeted me, and the only thing he got from, you know, the Junker character is just, So courtesy is obviously not going to be one of this character's strong suits. But I kind of wonder what is going to be the strong suit. What is actually going to be the strong suit. Right now, I have an idea of what I want to do for that secondary character, but I need just a few more million credits. So I'm just going to run a couple of missions from Rochester against Xenos, and then figure out what to do after that. That was a very good mission. Not exactly sure how much money I got out of it, but I think it's more than enough for that next character of ours. So yeah, this guy is a complete realist. He is a nihilist, he's a realist, he is just in it for the money aspect, and he is not going to forge any sort of bonds, he's not going to, you know, unless it's useful to him, and he is not going to, you know, try to protect anyone, and his life, his own life, is his main goal. Now, what if we did the exact opposite of that? So, I want to create a character that is completely lively, completely selfless, and basically the, you know, the stalwart, complete paladin-esque sort of character. I think it's going to be a very interesting kind of dynamic. I think I'm going to create something along the lines of, say, a maybe a repair ship, actually. I was thinking about some sort of, you know, slightly bad transport. But with this amount of money that I'm getting, I would say, yeah, sure. Let's just create a transport for that. And let's see if we can get some sort of very simple interaction with that character. So there you go, 500. So I guess we don't need Tempe Name 1 anymore, since it's, we already made that character. It's in Puerto Rico, we made the Bloodied Envoy for it, so I'm just going to destroy Tempe Name 1. And as for the other character, let's see. I'm actually tempted to just call it, like, give him some sort of title, like Sir. It needs to be catchy. Yeah, so there we go. Sir Varus Peterson. That sounds like a very good character. We're gonna restart as Freelancer Liberty. It's going to give us some very good standings with, you know, the locals. Starts me in Coronado, though. Why? That's actually kind of sad, because that means I would have to fly all the way back to Liberty. How is this Liberty... Wait. Oh, you should have restarted as Liberty Civilian, that's what. Oh, I'm dumb. Yeah, let me just...
Roger that. Your request to dock is granted. Please proceed to dock 2.
There we go. Live Civilian. Now, that should be put me on Manhattan? And if that's the case, then I'll be exactly 2 jumps away from the ship that I need. You know what? I actually did a bit of a mistake. I shouldn't have called him Sir, because that implies a title, as I wanted, but at the same time, I want to make a very, like, youthful character, like, we're talking about, like, 20s. Like, very early 20s. So, let's do this again. Well, let's call him Harry, because, you know, when you think Harry, you're just imagining this happy person. Yeah, there we go. Harry Milton. That sounds like a complete apple cheek for a fellow right there. What the hell? Oh, double L's. Oops. So let's go set up a shippy. And there's the character, there's the ship that I really wanted. Right, so this is a repair ship. It does exactly what it says on the tin. It repairs things. What does that mean? It means that it doesn't have a lot of turrets, so this is by far not an offensive kind of character. And I don't actually have any reputation with the Liberty Navy to buy myself some protection. Huh. This thing does come with a shield, though, so that's good. Okay, so here's the trick. First of all, let's empty our cargo hold. If you need to buy some sort of generic equipment, you can do it from Connecticut. The ship that the station that you dock on. So Connecticut is the place where you train for PvP. The station that you're docked on, but let's actually take a look what kind of ships we have. Camera ship. Okay, yeah. So this place has all of the generic equipment here. Ooh, including a anomaly scanner. Interesting. gonna go for iron hammers this time. And here is the fun part. So we're looking for a super heavy fighters. So this is a freighter shield. It's a 24 shield that has a regen rate of 320. This thing is a 20, but the regen rate is much faster. I'm just gonna go for this. We're also going to get rid of the bad scanner. And we're gonna slap some random armor upgrade on it, because we frankly don't really need more than that. And there we go. Return. Welcome to Harry. Harry is a good lad. He has always wanted to protect people. Even in, like, school, he would try to fend off school bullies from people who he thought that who do not deserve the you know, the bad treatment. And so as he grew up, his old man finally had enough and said that if he is such a craven that he can't even, like his problem is that he cannot stand up for his own words. And basically his father kicked him out, said, well, if you're going to be like that, go fly a repair ship or something. And that is exactly what we're gonna do. Oh, that's a civilian gunboat. With a lot of Red Hessian pilots. Interesting. That's a lot of Red Hessian pilots. I kind of wish that LPI person was still around, that I could try to interact with that. Well, let's see if he's here somewhere. Oh yeah, a lot of, oh, there's something going on in California. Let's go there. I think that Lex Telonis guy, considering he has a rogue pilot in his cargo hold, he might be actually doing the same thing as I am. He's looking for the fight. But right now, I have flown all the way from here to Cortez, from New York 8 to Cortez. I have not seen them. So either they're shooting each other off plane. I didn't check the gate. I didn't check the gate to, Ontario. I'm gonna make a small sweep through the gate to Magellan. Magellan. Milady. Maybe I should have dropped all pretenses and just put a Liberty Police character ID on it. Oh no. Like the rookie cop. Oh no. That's actually stupid enough that it might be interesting. Would also give me some additional things to toy with, like the Tlagsnet. The Tlagsnet is an amazing game mechanic. Huh. Okay, so here's the thing. Over there, in this asteroid belt, exists a rogue base. Now the thing is, I started explaining the concept of metagaming and power gaming, and metagaming is, as already said, the usage of information not available to your character. Let me, as a gamer, I think they're probably somewhere over there, but unless my character specifically finds a way, this is obviously, you know, something that a lot of people don't really fuss over, they just want to have the gameplay aspect of it. But, yeah. So if he is coming from there, he is coming from here, so that means that they're obviously not over there. Okay, so I guess we're not gonna find this fight. Simply because it's not here. Oh. Okay, I just found a... Where is this guy going? I saw him just now. Is it up? Well, I just sent a system-wide message. If they want my participation, they are going to answer it. If not, then not. There is nothing much I can do. And if that's the case, well, tough luck. That's just how things are. Well, there's definitely a fight going on. That's 2 deaths in the same system so far. Well, what can I say? I would like to be a part of this fight, but it looks like they have it under control. That's fine. Liberty is so active. This is obviously a character that I'm going to keep. I'm probably going to go with my idea, though, and give it a Liberty Police ID, though. Although, to be fair, it might take us a while. Now, there is a Miles Lambert who just logged into the system, and he might be heading off to that fight. He said as he passed us right there. Now, sadly, it's not like I can catch up to him and ask him if he needs a freelancer. But I guess this is where we're gonna leave off in that case. Oh, let's see if I can grab that Liberty Police ID, though. So the thing is, as a freelancer, I can only assist if they can hire me. If I had just a generic lawful ID, then I would be able to just join the fight. Without waiting for such a courtesy. 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 It looks like we can just grab it. And there we go. And new affiliation, Liberty Police Incorporated. Okay, so that's Harry. We have a new set of characters. We have Harry, and we have the Bloodied Envoy. Yeah, there we go. Bloodied Envoy. So, yeah. In this episode, we've set up our characters. In the next episode, I will talk about both of them as I think about their backstories and how they're going to interact with other players in general. And with that in mind, thanks for joining, guys. I'll see you in the next one.